Daniel. Daniel interprets King Nebuchadnezzar's dream. After God answered Daniel's prayer, he had revealed to Daniel the King Nebuchadnezzar's dream and its meaning. Then Daniel went to the king to tell the dream and to explain it. Daniel said, "Your Majesty, there is no wizard, magician, fortune teller, or astrologer who can tell you that. But there is a God in heaven who reveals mysteries. He has informed your Majesty what will happen in the future. Now I will tell you the dream, the vision you had while you were asleep." And so Daniel interprets King Nebuchadnezzar's dream. While your Majesty was sleeping, you dreamt about the future, and God, who reveals mysteries, showed you what is going to happen. Now this mystery was revealed to me, not because I am wiser than anyone else, but so that your Majesty may learn the meaning of your dream and understand the thoughts that have come to you. Your Majesty, in your vision you saw standing before you a giant statue, bright and shining and terrifying to look at. Its head was made of the finest gold. Its chest and arms were made of silver, its waist and hips of bronze, its legs of iron, and its feet partly of iron and partly of clay. While you were looking at it, a great stone broke loose from a cliff without anyone touching it. It struck the iron and clay feet of the statue and shattered them. At once, the iron, clay, bronze, silver, and gold crumbled and became like the dust on a threshing place in summer. The wind carried it all away, leaving not a trace. But the stone grew to be a mountain that covered the whole earth. That was the dream. Now I will tell your Majesty what it means. Your Majesty, you are the greatest of all kings. The God of heaven has made you emperor and given you power, might, and honor. Your Majesty, you are the head made up of gold. God has made you ruler of all the inhabited earth and ruler over all the animals and birds. Its chest and arms were made of silver, means after you there will be another empire not as great as yours. And after that, as its waist and hips were made of bronze, a third empire will rise, which will rule the whole earth. And then there will be a fourth empire as strong as iron, which represents the iron legs of the statue. And just as iron shatters and breaks everything, the fourth empire will shatter and crush all the earlier empires. You also saw that the feet and toes were made partly clay and partly iron. This means that it will be a divided empire. It will have something of the strength of iron because there was iron mixed with the clay. The toes, partly iron and partly clay, means that part of the empire will be strong and part of it weak. You also saw that the iron was mixed with the clay. This means that the rulers of that empire will try to unite their families by intermarriage, but they will not be able to, any more than iron can mix with clay. Then, Your Majesty, you saw how a stone broke loose from a cliff without anyone touching it, and how it struck the statue made of iron, bronze, clay, silver, and gold. The wind carried it all away, leaving not a trace, but the stone grew to be a mountain that covered the whole earth. At the time of those rulers, the God of heaven will establish a kingdom that will never end. It will never be conquered, but will completely destroy all those empires and then last forever. The great God is telling Your Majesty what will happen in the future. I have told you exactly what you dreamt and have given you its meaning. Then King Nebuchadnezzar bowed to the ground and gave orders for sacrifices and offerings to be made to Daniel. The king said, Your God is the greatest of all gods, the Lord over kings, and the one who reveals mysteries. I know this because you have been able to explain this mystery. The king rewards Daniel. Then the king gave Daniel a high position, presented him with many splendid gifts, put him in charge of the province of Babylon, and made him the head of all the royal advisors. At Daniel's request, the king put Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in charge of the affairs of the province of Babylon. Daniel, however, remained at the royal court.